The press are, where were all these filters? If you make a nation into a debt junkie, if you tell them money's free, and say, please take it, this is the subprime stuff, of course you're going to take it. And if they say, for God's sake, well, my house can't be worth 700,000. It is. Why? Because we're telling you, our reasons are saying it's worth that. Okay, well, and we want to give you the money. If you turn a nation into debt junkies, the risk managers, part of which the function is the press, and it's lucky that you were warning about this long before it happened. And there's a select group of economists who are saying, how is this working? Famously, they're all famous now, but how the hell does this work? Sure, it's grand, it'll all keep going. And that's not just the Irish saying that. This massive bubble was essentially a giant Ponzi scheme. That's what it was. And it's the poor that will always win. It would be for me to say that, but look at it this way. Subprime, the collapse of the market in the United States, which triggered the collapse of Lehman, which triggered everything else, was simply giving people money they could never repay, even when they said we could never repay it, even when they said we can never get a job, even when they had no qualifications for work. They were still given these houses that were essentially worthless. And then that debt was parcelled up and sold on until it appeared like that debt had disappeared. Some bright sparks had come up with the idea that risk can disappear. Now, it's a brilliant notion, except somebody said, can you pay me back? And then, like pulling a string on a jumper, it just all unraveled. So it was the poor that ultimately created the subprime crash. Simultaneously, China was taking 400 million people out of extreme poverty by trade. There's 800 million more to go, more than the total continent of Africa, but they're doing it very fast. And those 400 million extremely poor people kept the rest of the world going. The poor created, the poor saved us. The poor are the ones who will automatically determine the economic well-being of the world. It's like the slowest car determines traffic speed. And we need to always look to what's going on. It's pointless looking at this scum of level at the top with the bankers and the banks, because they aren't the ones determining the economic future. They can bullshit you till they're blue in the face. Somebody was arguing with me last night that I think one of the banks here have to pay 500,000 euros now because they can't hire people at less than that. Well, then fuck off. Seriously, these jobs are not that difficult. Running a business is not that hard. Some people have the skill and some don't. There isn't a peculiar, totemistic skill that's necessary to run a bank. And if you won't or can't do it for 500,000, then just fuck off.